Radical pro-Palestinian rallies on U.S. college campuses have Jewish students in fear for their safety. As Jews celebrated Passover yesterday, anti-Israel protests reached a fever pitch.
Police arrested dozens of protesters at Yale, while Columbia University canceled in-person classes. CBN News Washington correspondent Abigail Robertson brings us more.
On Columbia's campus, Jewish students endured threats with calls to go back to Poland. Here, a demonstrator points at pro-Israel students while holding a sign that reads, "Al-Qassam's next targets." And a Jewish professor is denied entry to the campus while school officials look on.
I am a professor here. I have every right to be everywhere on campus. You cannot let people that support Hamas on campus and me, a professor, not go on campus. Let me in now.
Meanwhile, other Columbia faculty members joined protesters chanting "Free Palestine" and calling for the school to divest from companies selling weapons to Israel. Demonstrations growing more radical have Jewish students fearing for their safety, leading one rabbi to tell students to stay away because the school can't protect them.
I was there today, and it made me sick hearing the things they were saying and doing. So over this holiday, I kind of just want to try to avoid it as best as I can for my own safety.
Monday, the school went to online classes only as New York Governor Kathy Hochul came to see the situation firsthand.
Students are scared. They're afraid to walk on campus. They don't deserve that. I've never seen a level of protest that is so person to person. It is so visceral. And I'm not calling on everyone. People need to find their humanity. Have the conversations. Talk to each other.
Protests, however, spread to other schools in the Northeast. Monday night at NYU, police clashed with protesters while making arrests as they tore down a tent encampment. At Yale, police arrested 45 students for trespassing as their peers celebrated them as heroes. Pro-Palestinian students at MIT have declared part of their campus a liberated zone. While at Harvard, officials shut down Harvard Yard until Friday to prevent similar protests.
The reaction is simply horror.
Rabbi Moishe Hauer told CBN News it needs to be stopped.
It's been happening in one place after the other at different degrees, and if it's not addressed properly and efficiently, it will continue to grow. If they're doing things which break the law, they should have consequences as defined by the law. But they must have consequences. The answer can't be, "We spoke to them."
Monday, President Biden condemned the anti-Semitic protests while also condemning those he says don't understand what's going on with the Palestinians. Abigail Robertson, CBN News.
You look at the turmoil in America today where Jews are literally fearing for their physical safety, and you go, how in the world did we get here? On the eve of Passover, to have this kind of outbreak is just absolutely incredible to me. But on the protesters' side, do you not understand the history? That the history goes back to a refusal to accept a UN resolution establishing the state of Israel. When the UN recognized Israel, you said, no, we don't recognize Israel. We're going to go to war. And that is the ideological reason behind all of this. I heard a commentator say the other day that the reason Hezbollah is in southern Lebanon is because of the IDF. And I'm going, you're out of your mind. You do not understand the history. After 1948, yes, did Lebanon join with all the other Arab nations and go to war against Israel? Yes. Did they lose that war? Yes. Did they come to peace and live in peace with Israel? They didn't participate in the Six-Day War. They lived in peace up until the PLO was transferred there from Jordan. Jordan kicked them out because they were trying to overthrow the king. They go into southern Lebanon, establish refugee camps, and from those refugee camps start launching attacks against Israel and forced Israel to invade southern Lebanon to stop it. That's the history. That's the accurate history of what's happening. There was no occupation of Gaza before October 7th. Israel had completely withdrawn. Gaza was able to regulate themselves, govern themselves, in that they chose to elect Hamas, and Hamas chose to attack Israel. Why? Because they do not accept the Jewish state. They do not accept international law, and they want to drive Israel into the sea. So when you hear that slogan, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, what's that calling for is a genocide, to kill every single Jew in Israel and to remove Israel from the map. That is what these protesters are supporting. In my view, it's incredible, and how anyone could ever say that they're justified in it, that Israel is some kind of apartheid state, Israel is committing some kind of genocide. It couldn't be further from the truth. If you want to look at apartheid, try to be Jewish in Jordan. Try to be Jewish in Syria. Try to be Jewish in Iraq, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Gaza, Ramallah. You can't. If you're Jewish there, they kill you. That's the true genocide. That's the true apartheid state.